All right, what's up, guys? Different setup than normal for today's video. Today we're going to be going through the Friday, January 1st strength workout.
What's up, guys? Editor DTJ here. So obviously it's not Friday. I wasn't aware of the big stupid Jesse Diggins workout, and it would have been a lot to do both this workout and the Jesse Diggins big stupid. So I'm giving you this workout. If you didn't do the big stupid strength portion, go ahead and do this one. Otherwise, feel free to do this workout on Sunday or Monday. Probably Monday, because Sunday will be pretty sore for most of you guys. So yeah, back to the video.
Happy New Year. We're also going to be doing an interview with the Coach Kern, and we'll be getting a special segment at the end where we're going to be reviewing the double pulling form of a very important figure that you guys might know. So
the six god, for those who
the
are
sixth
aware.
guy. The
Give you a little
sixth guy.
teaser.
A little
Yeah.
tease.
Champagne poppy.
Strength workout. Today's strength workout focus is on pure volume. So we're only going to be doing each exercise once, but you're going to be doing a whole lot of them. So we're going to start out with 20 jumping jacks, standard warm-up. You know how we do. Then straight into it, we got 50 squats. Try and do them as one unbroken set, so no rest. For everything today, try and do it without resting. If your
Be a
muscles
little bit of a cardio component.
Yeah.
There's a lot of back-to-back stuff today. So usually there's not very much cardio going on. This is kind of a mix. When you're out on the trail, you're going to be doing a lot of the squatting motion, a lot of these different motions all combined together. And so being used to doing them in high volume and having your heart rate getting up a little bit is something that'll be really good for you. So no big rest periods, keep it moving.
Yeah, and you'll be definitely pushing your lactic acid threshold here, pushing the amount of acid that your muscles are producing, because all of this is going to be pretty much anaerobic. So it's just going to be, muscles are going to be hurting after a bit, but push through. And yeah, so starting off, 50 squats unbroken. Next up, we got 60 side leg raises, so that's going to be 30 each leg. That's the one where you're laying on the ground, your legs are opening like scissors. Try and keep that one controlled, and try not to let your upper leg touch your lower leg on the way down.
So on the way down, it's not dropping, you're lowering it down. The controlled descent is where you're really getting the power from.
If you're finding yourself struggling with that, try and lift up your leg over 2 to 3 seconds and then lower it for 2 to 3 seconds, because it forces you to really take that time, make sure you're engaging those muscles. Next up, we got 30 squat jumps. Pretty standard. Make sure you're getting down far enough and exploding out of it. That should try to kind of push your cardio a bit as well. Then we got 40 lateral lunges. So that's going to be 20 each leg. You're stepping out to the side, lowering, stepping out to the other side, lowering. 20 each leg. Try and do them all in a row. Should be quite a bit. And then the last big volume exercise we got is 40 Bulgarian split squats. So that's where you got a chair, your foot goes up in the chair. You're doing that one leg squat. Also helps really focus on those balance muscles. And yeah, that's going to be the workout for the day. And then make sure you finish, as always, with core and some stretching. Probably going to be feeling it quite a bit in your quads and your hamstrings especially. So make sure you stretch those out. If you got a foam roller, roll out as well. That'll keep you feeling nice. And yeah, it's Friday's workout.
Good luck, everybody.
Next.
We'll move on to the interview now.
All right, guys. Editor DTJ back again. So unfortunately, it was very icy when I was interviewing our lovely coach, and my phone slipped a little bit. So the framing is a little messed up. You can still see Coach Kern, but I'm a little bit difficult to see. So I did my best to fix that, but it's not perfect. So hope you enjoy the interview anyway. Audio is still good. So yeah, enjoy.
Are we filming?
We are
We're live. Okay.
We're live.
Let's do it.
Hey everyone, here today with someone you probably all recognize. It's Coach Kern. Yay.
Coach Kern, how's teaching online?
It's very different. I feel like it's good in some ways because I can just be at home and comfortable and have my dog in my lap, but in a lot of other ways it's tough because I don't get to see people, and so it's very different.
Yeah. What's your favorite class to teach?
Ooh, I think that this year, AP Lit is always a great option because we read a lot of cool things. English 12 has actually been a lot of fun for me this year. There are some really cool books that we've been reading this year, and just a fun group of kids too, so it's been a lot of fun.
What's been your favorite book to teach this year?
Oh, so far, I would say either The Things They Carried or Science Preceding the End of the World have been the best. Just really kind of cool, cutting edge stuff.
Do you have any quick stories about school that you want to share?
I think one of my favorite stories was last year in the fall. I found this Post-it note on a door that said, "What's the plural of hydro flask?" And so I asked a couple of my sophomores, like, what does this mean? And they basically told me, do you have a lot of time? Because we're going to have to go into a pretty in-depth discussion. And so I was enlightened about the Visco girl thing and that whole culture, and that was quite the ride for me. So I got to share that with my millennial friends. Led to some awesome conversations.
How's fatherhood?
It's so great in some ways and challenging in others. It's like the things that you find important, like you wouldn't have ever thought of before. Like, oh man, I got like a solid 5-hour stretch of sleep. It's okay.
This happens. It is what it is. I've known to do some good editing in the past. So, fatherhood continue.
Yeah,
5 hours of sleep.
Yeah, just like getting good stretches of sleep is important. It's nice. We're at the point now where Marlo is smiling, and so there's like a little bit of reciprocation, which is great. And I think we're just continuing to build on those neck strength skills so that we're able to take her out in the backpack before the winter season's done and get her out skiing.
What's the best part and what's the worst part of being a father?
I'd say the best part is just being able to like be so important in someone's life and like really provide them with everything that they need and be relied on. And I think the worst part is just kind of like doing something that you're completely brand new at, and it's really hard to like feel inadequate really, really often. It's a super humbling experience as well.
Have there been any books or advice that's been really useful?
I feel like there's so much parenting advice, and a lot of it just ends up being super frustrating because it doesn't actually work. But I don't know. I think just like kind of trusting your gut has been something that we've had to do, and just kind of letting her lead the way and listening to her signals and learning more about her. And I think that's probably been the best advice, is just kind of let her do a lot of the leading. So
kind of transitioning a bit to skiing. Given that skiing is nearly all based on your training and how much effort you put in, who is the most naturally gifted skier you've ever coached?
Oh boy, it's hard to say. Sometimes people that kind of come out of like the hockey world do really well. Like I feel like you were a really solid skier, really, really quickly. It's a super quick pattern. When I was in high school, it was like there was a kid that just transitioned into it really easily, and I feel like if you're good in your first year, that's sort of unheard of, right?
Yeah.
And I think that I don't know if there have been very many people that are just super naturally gifted, but there are people that just work and put in the effort and get good pretty quickly. I think somebody that always comes to mind is Will Roslansky.
Yeah.
That kid works so hard every day to get faster, and I think that really ended up paying off by the time he was through the program, so a couple years in and graduated. I think that he definitely saw the dividends there.
Who is the funniest skier on TNR currently?
Interesting. I think it kind of depends on like what sort of humor you're looking at. I think it was we definitely took a bit of a hit when we lost the boys last year, and a number of good comedic influences. I think that will be a much more apparent answer once we start practicing together a little bit more, and we're not just looking at each other's tiny little thumbnail pictures on screens. So
All right, I'll be excited to learn the answer to that one. Who is someone that you absolutely need in order to run TNR?
Oh man, there are so many people that are really important. I think that Coach Atwood and Coach Ryan are two super imperative pieces of the puzzle. Coach Atwood always makes sure that we have everything packed for races and make sure that we have all that logistical stuff figured out. And Coach Ryan is kind of the wax guru, so we'll go to him when we need any kind of assistance with what kick to use or what glide, and so I think both are super important. But really, the entire coaching staff, I couldn't do it without them.
What are 3 rituals or routines that you do every day, every single day?
Always brush my teeth. That's a very important one,
that's a good one.
To just make sure that you're getting the day started right. I think that just kind of taking some time to put the phone and the computer away for a good half an hour chunk of the day to make sure that I'm just spending time with people and kind of investing in that as a good tradition. And then I also like to read for about 30 minutes before bed. I think that it just helps me to relax and just sleep a lot better. So I'd say those are 3.
Awesome. What book are you reading right now?
I am currently reading 2 books. One is A Chronicle of a Death Foretold by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, and the other is called Master and Margarita by Mikhail Bulgakov. And it's a really cool Russian novel where the devil shows up in Moscow and raises a whole bunch of havoc, and it's a really interesting read as well, so it's been good.
Awesome. All right, so in high school, we have some very interesting photos of you. If you're not aware of those, you should become aware of those. And so what phase in high school that you went through are you most embarrassed about?
I don't know if I'd really say embarrassed. So the hair started growing out. I've been a guitarist since I was 6 years old, and so I was gonna go the music route. I actually had to decide between going to music college at Berkeley in Boston or going the more traditional route, and ended up going to St. Thomas. But I was just kind of living that out, and I feel like I owned the long hair thing, and the more people kind of told me that I should cut it, the more I didn't want to do it. So I'm not really ashamed of any of it. I feel like it was all good stuff. It's
Awesome.
fun to look back on. Hence why Eldwin has a long hairdo.
Eldon does. What is or was your strangest obsession?
Strangest obsession. I have this game on my phone called 2 Dots, which is a very strange obsession. I've had to take some breaks and just take a step away because it's been a little too much, a little over-consuming, but I'd say that's probably the strangest I have.
What's your hype up song when you're going into a race or a hard workout or something?
This is maybe like a little secret. I love kind of heavy metal rock with really good guitarists. So Avenged Sevenfold songs are usually a go-to, just really, really solid. Plus, you can't beat the left-handed and right-handed guitarist thing. Pretty cool stuff.
Pretty sweet. Awesome. If you could interview anyone that has ever lived, who would it be and what would you talk about?
I would probably want to interview I'd say either Jimi Hendrix or Barack Obama would be good interviews, and I'd just ask them about what sort of things that they thought were important. I feel like they both have a really interesting perspective on just art and life and everything that they do, and I think that they would just be really interesting conversations to let them do some speaking and just open things up for them.
Kind of like what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Which day of the school year is the best? Is it the first day or the last day or somewhere in between?
I'd say usually the sweet spot of the school year is actually in March. That's sort of where things are rolling the smoothest. We don't have breaks to look forward to, so we're just enjoying each other's company. That's usually where the best stuff happens. First day is always a little bit awkward. People don't know how to behave and how to act, and they haven't figured me out yet. And the end of the year, I feel like everyone's just ready to get out of there. So we're all kind of thinking of what's going to take place after the day is done, as opposed to just being with each other and enjoying that.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
Oh, I think that my New Year's resolution is just to be as patient as possible. And part of that is just with parenthood and not trying to rush things, but just trying to enjoy the moment and just be comfortable with things being the way that they are. And translating over to skiing as well, it's kind of, it's a tough year for me to get a lot of solid training in. So it's the perfect year for the Berkey to not really count for wave placement and I'm just going to go out and enjoy a nice ski in the woods. So I think that's going to be the plan.
Do you have any long-term goals, like 10, 15 years down the line?
I would love to make wave 1 of the Berkey at some point, and I think that part of that process will be to switch over to classic for that race. I would love to get better at classic skiing. I feel like I can kind of muster my way through, but after a little while I start to get pretty sore and tired, so developing that skill, and I'd say just from like a teaching perspective, just continue to get better and be able to provide kids with what they need.
Awesome. And our last question, can you do a backflip?
Absolutely not. I have like a really intense fear of being upside down. It took me like a month and a half to learn how to just do a handstand hold against a wall. So backflips are no good.
All right, guys. That wraps up our interview with Coach Kern, another person that cannot do a backflip. We're still looking. Hopefully we'll find someone, but yeah, thank you for being on the show, and that's it.
Absolutely. Thanks for the interview.
Yeah.
So that was the interview. Next up, we have the Drake form review.
OVO
None
dig.
other than Drizzy Drake.
He's that
Oh,
dig.
look, we got him in call. No,
got him in call.
OVO dig. OVO to the world.
enjoy this. This is our
Blah.
this is our big collab.
Yeah,
Yeah, collab with Drake.
I know.
All right, everyone. Welcome to a special edition of Coach DTJ and Coach Dominic channel. Got some top tier content. As you might know, as all the Drake fans who I know are numerous and extremely talented skiers, from one Strava post where I mentioned Drake and got a lot of very positive replies. If you're a fan, you probably have already seen it, but Champagne Poppy was showing off his Skurg. And so we're going to look at his form a little bit. You know, the Skurg isn't always perfect with the form because nothing's like being on snow. This is an open invitation for Drake to come visit us at Highland, and we can show him how to do it the real deal.
Please, Drake.
But,
Please.
yeah, Drake, come on, gas us up.
Come on.
But anyway, we'll do a playthrough of the video, and everyone can appreciate Drake's effort, and then we'll go over some form.
All right. So, as you can see, Skurging away. Looks like a pretty tough interval. What would you say is hard?
Let's see. How old's Drake? I think it's probably around like 165, 170. I imagine Drake's in pretty good shape. He posts a decent number of videos of him working out, and his weight room appears to be about the size of LA Fitness.
I don't know what's up with this. Let's go ahead and crossbody.
Ooh, yeah, that's definitely no good.
We're just gonna look at the
All right.
Skurging.
Yeah. So, you can see if you're looking at we pause it when we see his heels. He's getting his heels up a little bit. So that's good when you're double pulling to get your whole body up. So when you're pulling your arms up, kind of stepping up on your toes, and then all coming down. He could get his heels up a little higher, though, especially if you're on the Skurg and you're not in boots. He's maybe getting his up an inch if the iometer is correct. But he could definitely be getting up a little bit higher than that. That would be beneficial to his form. We also talk about your outfit when you're working out a lot. And while Drake is sponsored by Nike, and so he's kind of obligated to wear Nike, there might be better Nike clothes for working out inside. I can imagine it's a little toasty in that hoodie. I don't know. What else do we see? Aside from not really keeping his arms in line, he's looking like he's getting some pretty solid power out of that. What are you thinking, Dylan?
I'd like to point out really quickly, if I can get a good freeze frame, his elbow position.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
You'll notice his arms are pretty straight. That's not what you want to see. You want to see generally a right angle in there.
Get
'Cause
some
if
90s.
if you watch from the start, you can tell that his arms are out a little ways. Definitely not getting the optimal power that he could be getting if he's getting his arms at the proper 90s. And so losing a little bit of technique there. Also, I got to say that the hip motion isn't really what it should be. Um, if you'll notice, he never quite gets back up to vertical after every stride, so he's losing quite a bit of power because he just can't drive down as far as he could as if he reset his entire body all the way up. So missing out on probably 10 to 20% of the power that he could get double pulling if he got all the way vertical with his torso after every pulling. You'll notice that like the height of his pulling, he's coming up to only about. Let's see if I can pause it at the right time. See, his back's still a little bit bent. If he's getting all the way up
want to get that
and
vertical with the open chest.
Yeah, if he's getting those hips even a little bit forward from his torso, he's going to be able to use his abdominal muscles and crunch a lot harder, be able to produce more power there. And so by not allowing his abs to completely open all the way, he's not getting full range of motion on that. He's kind of losing a bit of that abdominal power. And so
Drake, if you're listening,
especially because his arms are all the way out, he's not really using his core as much as he could anyway, and so he's definitely losing some power there. Probably feels it in his arms pretty bad.
Yeah, Drake, if you're listening, might I recommend one of our other videos, one of our other upper body strength videos, where we do TYW raises, and those are very important for getting your shoulder strength good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Recording a video.
You can really see his delts working, which those TYW raises really target. So if you focus on his shoulder blade, you can see the muscles moving, lifting his shoulders up every time he comes up. And so that's those muscles we're training every time we do the TYW raises. You can see every time he's coming up, he's got those delts firing. So yeah.
Yeah. Overall, very good starting off, Drake. Very nice to see the Skirg being promoted by a man of your importance.
Indeed.
And as we said, open invitation if you'd like to be the interview guest on one of our videos. Let us know.
Yeah, we'd love to have you. Could probably fit you in the busy schedule, but
Yep, we can make it work.
All right, thanks guys for watching that drizzy bit. Hope you learned something as well. Drake, if you're watching, please message me on Instagram at DylanT_J.
You can always message me too. I think I'm a little more higher clout than Dylan.
Yeah.
Got to keep it respectful.
My GroupMe DMs are also open, Drake. Please.
Yep. You could even send me a letter, honestly. Doesn't really matter how you contact us.
Connect with me on LinkedIn. That works.
Yeah, LinkedIn's always good. Yep.
But yeah,
anyway,
thanks for watching.
Yep. Good luck with the workout. Remember to stretch, drink water. Don't get yourself injured. Enjoy the snow.
Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe.
Hit that bell. Thank you, everybody.